Hey Gateman fans, once again welcome into the South Coast Health pregame show. I'm Cade Crenshaw, joined alongside Cameron Ezeir as we're just a few minutes away from first pitch between the Gatemen and the Brewster Whitecaps tonight, where Wareham not only goes for their third win in a row, but what they hope not to be their third come-from-behind win in a row. Cam, let's go back to last night, a victory over a very talented Falmouth Commodore team that once again we saw the Gatemen trail early and finish strong.
Both teams sat at 5-8-1 at the bottom of the West Division. Who would climb out of that? Well, the Wareham Gatemen came out on top, and you're right, in the early going they didn't really get it going, but the pitching kept them in it. Matt Jacek gave up a pair of earned runs in the first two frames and then pitched three strong through the third and the fifth. The bullpen was great as well, but we've already talked about it on the broadcast enough. This team doesn't need a perfect 9 innings. They need a perfect couple and then one consistent factor throughout the entirety of the game. It was pitching. The bats got hot in the sixth, ultimately a 6-4 Gateman win.
Wareham draws closer to the 500 mark. Meanwhile, tonight, though, new team in town is the Brewster Whitecaps. They come in with an 8-7 overall record that includes 3 straight victories.
They've been really, really good. Started the season 3-1, then went 2-6 in their next 8. One of those losses that actually kicked off that long stretch where Brewster struggled. It was against the Wareham Gatemen, a 4-1 loss over at Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Massachusetts. But you're right, they've won the last 3 straight, in a consistent theme for the Brewster Whitecaps. The pitching's been phenomenal, and the bats have also been there as well. They've outscored the last 3 teams they've played 11-2, only giving up 2 runs. And against Chatham yesterday, it's a Brewster team that recorded 18 strikeouts. The final 7 batters that the Brewster pitching staff faced, all by way of the K. I mean, this Brewster team has been really good, and they sport one of the best ERAs in the Cape League, but the batting average really hasn't been there over the course of the season. So I'm really interested to see how this pitching staff for the Gatemen that ranks bottom half in the Cape really contends with the team that has been struggling at the plate.
Well, one of the players who we didn't see in yesterday's ball game just had a much-deserved off day, just his second one all summer long, and we're over a quarter of the way into the season. That was Xavier's Jack Hausinger. He's second on the team with a .286 batting average, and he's been one of the biggest surprises, I think, so far this early season. And our Claire Foley will catch up with him on the other side. You're watching the South Coast Health pregame show.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Welcome back to the Gateman pregame show presented by South Coast Health. My name is Claire Foley, and as the season goes on, we're starting to see the personalities of who these guys are off the field. One of those being Jack Hausinger. On the field, he's been an excellent middle infielder whose abilities truly radiate throughout the whole infield, and offensively, he's been one of the team's most consistent bats with 12 hits in 13 games. Yesterday, I asked him about his experience working with this group, and he spent the whole time talking about how great the rest of his teammates are that he's splitting time with in the infield, naming specific contributions of each one. Today, he was one of the first guys down at the field taking early BP, and then when he was done, he was shagging balls for his teammates who were there to do the same. Just as we've talked about before that hitting is contagious, attitude is the same way. And when you have so many games in such a short amount of time, having a guy like Hausinger matters. We're going to take a quick break, but Cade and Cameron will be right back with more pregame coverage presented by South Coast Health.
Hey Gateman fans, don't miss out as the Wareham Gatemen head to Worcester, Mass. to take on the Bourne Braves at Polar Park, the home of the Worcester Red Sox. This special game at Polar Park takes place Monday, July 25th with a 6:45 first pitch. Tickets start at just $10, so head to gateman.org to get yours today.
Welcome back into the South Coast Health pregame show. A huge thank you to Claire Foley. Our great conversation with Xavier's Jack Hausinger. We expect him to be back in the lineup tonight. He hasn't missed too many days this summer, and Cam, when he's been in the action of the game, he's been one of the best parts of the Gateman offense.
A veteran presence out of Ezeir has hit safely in 12 of his 13 games here on the Cape. Actually, 12 hits in the 13 games he's played on the Cape, but some have been multi-hit games, and this is a guy that just looks so good at the plate, even better defensively. It's such a luxury where you can take a guy like Jack Hausinger out of the lineup and your defense doesn't struggle one bit, and the bat has been there for Hausinger as well. Claire also mentioned it in the broadcast yesterday. 10 walks, very patient at the plate. That leads the Cape League, so really interested to see if Jack Hausinger does get the nod today, which I expect him to, how he plays after a day off.
From the offensive side, onto the bump tonight for the Wareham Gateman will be the Samford right-hander. It's Jacob Cravey making his third start of the summer. Cam, he's gone 3 frames in each of the first 2. What are you looking for in that third appearance?
It's longevity. I'm expecting him to try to go 4. A guy at Samford that recorded over 70 strikeouts and over 80 innings of work. So it's a guy that can move further into outings. In the first 2, he struggled a bit in the beginning, trying to get it going. I mean, in the last 2 games that he's pitched, that both were wins, so Samford has done a good job stabilizing the opposing offense, but he has given up 2 earned runs in the past 2 outings respectively. So you wonder, okay, if the bats aren't there early, which they weren't yesterday against Falmouth, can Samford somehow, or pardon me, can Cravey out of Samford somehow get his team into a roll by pitching really well through 4 or 5? Saw that out of Jonathan Brand, saw that out of Matt Jasek yesterday. The pitching has led to good hitting. Can that happen today? We'll see out of Jacob Cravey.
Well, something has to give on either side. Does Brewster go for their 4th straight win, or do the Gatemen go for their 3rd in a row? Someone has to come away with a victory tonight, of course, unless we tie. All that and more coming up tonight. Here from Spillane Field, it'll be the Wareham Gatemen playing host to the Brewster Whitecaps in Game 16 of 44 for the 2022 season. For Cameron Ezeir, Claire Foley, I'm Cade Crenshaw. That's it for the South Coast Health pregame show. We'll see you coming up at first pitch.
The 2022 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday, July 23rd. Join the CCBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization here at Spillane Field. Gates open at 2 p.m., Home Run Derby will begin at 5, and first pitch is at 6:05 p.m. Tickets will be available through the league and Gateman website.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This week's special celebration of Red Shirt Friday is sponsored by Ezeir Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
And a pleasant good Wednesday afternoon to you from Wareham, Massachusetts, where the Gatemen look to win their 3rd consecutive game throughout this extended homestand. Meanwhile, the Brewster Whitecaps go for their 4th win in a row as they take on Wareham tonight on the road. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir for this evening's matchup. Cam, we just talked there in the pregame, presented by South Coast Health, by how something has to give tonight. One of these 2 teams is going to go down. And, well, it's going to be tough to dog it out. You've got one team that's won 3 in a row, the other a pair.
One team that's done well over the course of 1 or 2 frames, and another team that's done really well over the course of an entire game. The first one alluding to the Wareham Gatemen that against Harwich in Game 2 of the doubleheader scored 6 runs in an inning. That was enough to win the game against the Mariners, and in that second 1 game in a row yesterday against the Falmouth Commodores, a win that was all encapsulated by a 5-run bottom of the 6th. On the other side, the Brewster Whitecaps have outscored opponents 11-2, and in that win over Chatham yesterday, struck out 18 in the win over the Anglers. So we'll see if Brewster continues their consistency throughout all 9 innings, and can Wareham find that consistency, or will it just lie in a frame or 2?
Brewster comes in at 8-7-0 on the year. Wareham 6-8-1 tied to their credit. It's game 16 of 44 of the 2022 CCBL season, and it'll be the right-hander out of Sanford, Jacob Cravey, making his third appearance of the summer, third start as well for the Gatemen. He enters with a no-decision record, a 6 ERA across 6 innings pitched, giving up 10 hits, 4 runs, all which have been earned, 1 homer, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He'll face off against Michael Sirota, center fielder from Northeastern, which had a great start to his 2022 campaign. First pitch fouled away, 0-1. Sirota coming in as a .417 hitter for his 7th game of the summer. Righty on righty, a 1 pitch. Fastball misses high, count even at 1-1. Cravey, the right-hander out of Samford University, an Andalusia, Alabama native. 1-1. Comes up and in on him, nearly hits Sirota. Just leans out of the way of it. The ball 2. Defensively for the Gatemen tonight, behind the plate is Ryan Campos. Your infield from left to right, Fabian at third, right short, Hausinger at second, and Max Anderson occupies first. 2-1 pitch. Up at stairs and in once again on Sirota, nearly clipping his elbow. Count 3-1. Hogan Windish makes his 16th consecutive start in left field. Michael Robertson in center. Alan Roden from Creighton is in right. 3-1. At the letters, ball 4. A leadoff walk issued by Jacob Cravey. Cam, not the start, of course, he was looking for. How can he battle back now with a runner on?
Well, I'll start by saying that's one gripe in Jacob Cravey's game. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks coming to this one in his 2 previous outings. That's his 5th walk of the season. The biggest thing is just commanding the strike zone, allowing contact. With Jacob Cravey, I think he works a little too much technically around the strike zone. Just pound it.
A man on for Davis Diaz, shortstop from Vanderbilt. First pitch down and in. Diaz, a player who just as a true freshman stepped on the scene in a big-time way for Tim Corbin's squad. Back this past collegiate season, was in their starting lineup and actually played some of the most innings that a true freshman has in recent years for a Vandy team that will oftentimes go with veteranship in their order. 1-0 nearly hits him in the belt on the side of the hip. That's ball 2. Jacob Cravey is trying to work the inside corner, but the spots just aren't there.
Again, if your pitchers aren't finding the strike zone, then you have to force them to find it rather than just trying to pick out your spots.
A man on at first, nobody out. Sirota walked moments ago. Diaz at the dish, righty on righty, the 2-0. Fastball taken for a strike in the top half of the zone. Ninth pitch upcoming for Jacob Cravey. Just 2 have been for strikes. 2-1 to Diaz. Sirota dances off first. The pitch called strike 2, this time in the lower half. Right side of the plate, count even at 2-2.
Really good recovery from Jacob Cravey. Instead of just trying to push baseballs inside, you throw a variety of pitches and go right down the pipe, and you even clip that inner half.
Runner on, nobody out, the 2-2. Up and away, it sails. It's ball 3. David Mendham in the on-deck circle from Oklahoma State. Power hitting first baseman. Brendan Malone will hit cleanup for the Brewster Whitecaps, the All-American from Oregon. Diaz digs in his back foot almost outside the back of the batter's box. Sirota goes. The 3-2 lifted up in the air. It's going to get down for a base hit in right center. Sprinting his way to third goes Sirota, and that'll leave men on the corners. Still no outs in the top of the first.
I know Jacob Cravey didn't start yesterday's game, but this is exactly how it started in that win over Falmouth with runners at the corners. And what did Matt Jasek do? He only surrendered 1 run in that frame and was able to hold Falmouth to just 1 more run through the next 4. So with Jacob Cravey on the mound, realize, hey, you get a ground ball, possibly a double play. Yes, you give up a run, but that's 2 away, and you can get out of this frame, get out of this little jam to open up the game by only giving up maybe a run. And the offense has been good for Wareham as of late. You got to trust it.
A scoring opportunity for David Mendham, first baseman from Oklahoma State. hitting .294 through 6 games. Men on the corner, still no outs of a scoreless ball game. First pitch, cut on up the middle. Base hit to center. Coming in from third is Sirota. Holding up at second will be Diaz, and that's an RBI base hit for David Mendham to give Brewster an early 1-0 lead.
Could this be a theme moving forward? Yesterday against Falmouth, Wareham surrendered a run in the first, and against Harwich just a few games ago, surrendered 3 in the first. It seems like starters a little shaky here in their third respective outing, knowing that Harvey Shapiro usually throws out that same order.
Ryan Campos, a quick mound conversation with Cravey. The catcher now makes his way back to the battery. For the All-American from Oregon, Brendan Malone, a 4th right-handed hitter in a row. Runners at first and second, Brewster leading by a run, still no outs in the top of the first. Wynn rolling out to opposite field to right. Righty on righty. First pitch. Down the dirt. Good shuffle from Campos to move over and block. Count 1-0. Cravey early on still having a little bit of those command issues. I don't think he's been ahead in a count to a hitter yet.
Just continue to find your stuff, trust your arm, and pound the strike zone. It might sound easy. That's what Cravey's done all spring and his entire career at Samford.
1-0, misses low, inside half of the plate, ball 2. We talk about David Mendham. He's on at first. We alluded to he's at Oklahoma State. Brendan Malone, an All-American at Oregon. Both, though, former collegiate teammates with the South Carolina Gamecocks. 2-0 offering to Malone. Dribbler right side of the infield. Hausinger scoops it up for 1. Right from second. Throws over to first. In time. Book it for 2. A 4-6-3 double play puts 2 down in the first. Meanwhile, Davis Diaz still makes his way over to third, with Brewster leading by a run.
And there's your double play ball. You've given up already 1 in this frame, but you're an out away from making this first frame seem just a bit more irrelevant than maybe it would have with no runs across. And Cravey has done a good job forcing contact and poor contact by Brendan Malone.
First pitch of the first lefty hitter of this ball game is fouled away from Grayson Tatro, the right fielder, Abilene Christian. He's had an incredible start so far to his Cape League season. 300 hitter through 13 games. Consistency at the plate. 0-1 pitch, fouled away once again. Davis Diaz stands at third. He's the lone base runner on the base path with 2 away in the top of the first. Brewster leading by a run on a David Mendham RBI hit 2 batters ago. Cravey shakes off 1 pitch in this righty-on-lefty matchup. He's now shaking off 3. He's finally settled. Ready at the belt. He deals. 0-2 up high at the eyes of Tatro. The Gateman's opponent has scored in the first inning for the 3rd straight game. It's never easy when you dig a hole for your offense early on. 1-2, grounded right side, a couple chops to Anderson. He'll undertoss to a covering Cravey. From the mound, he jogs over to step on the bag, and that's the end of the inning. Brewster scores 1. They also strand 1 at third, off a total of 2 hits and a walk. We head to the bottom half. The Whitecaps lead it by a run. Will the Gatemen be able to erase this deficit early? We'll see when we come back from more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
We head into the bottom of the first inning. Brewster on top of Wareham early. 1-0 is our score. Whitecaps. You look at the Gateman batting order tonight. Ryan Campos will lead off in moments. Hogan Windish will bat second. Alan Roden is in the 3 spot with Max Anderson cleaning things up. 5, 6, 7 is Kellum Clark, Blake Wright, and Jack Hausinger. And rounding it out is Derek Fabian and Michael Robertson. Carson Liggett on the bump. True freshman right-hander out of Louisville. Campos digging his feet into the batter's box. Now he's got his footing. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. Count 1-0. Liggett, an Overland Park, Kansas native, brings his glove just in front of his face as he peers in towards home. He turns and deals. 1-0. Douses inside at the feet of Campos for ball 2. You look back this spring in his first collegiate season at Louisville. 25 innings. An ERA sub 5. 2-0 pitch. Off speed. It's able to paint its way on the outside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike to the lefty hitting Campos. 1 home run this season for the Arizona State Sun Devil. 281 hitter. 2-1 pitch. Dots the bottom half of the zone, heart of the plate. Count even at 2-2. Campos, he's riding a 5-game on-base streak into this evening's matchup. We alluded to that 1 home run. It was a grand slam in the win over Harwich on Sunday. It appears now that he may have gotten some dirt kicked up in his eye. Helmet taken off, now back on as the batting gloves rubbed around his face for a good while there. We're back to baseball. Base is empty, no outs. Brewster leading 1-0, bottom first. 2-2. Grounder, right side. Mendham, good scoop, under toss to a covering Liggett. He steps on the bag, and it's 1 away. David Mendham, a great defensive first baseman from Oklahoma State. That tomahawk chop over to him didn't seem to phase him any. And a good job from Liggett. A little pitcher fielding practice paid off. 1 away. Here's Hogan Windish, the left fielder from UNC Greensboro. First pitch. The righty takes it away. Count 1-0. Windish has 2 different hit streaks this season. 1 6 games, 1 5 games. Neither of which are active as the 1-0 misses the zone over the middle. Ball 2. Hitless in his last 2 games, which is the first time this season he's gone 2 in a row without a knock.
I think the biggest thing for him is you find the gaps. If you can get it on the ground, that's positive.
2-0 pitch, lifted high in the air to left. Tracking it is Vaz, and he'll watch it sail away. Hogan Windish, his first home run of the season, and we're tied up in Wareham.
Never mind, Cade. Putting it on the ground, they can do you one better. He can fly one out deep to left. That one never had a chance of coming back. A bad pitch, which resulted in a Windish slam, and you just knew he was due for that with 5 doubles on the season. Top the Cape League, and he's been that way for a while, and what a shot from Windish.
A player who was due, like we said, doesn't go hitless often. He storms his way back in a huge way. We're tied at 1 with Alan Roden at the plate. He takes a first pitch strike right down Broadway. Base is clear with 1 out. Bottom first, tied at 1. 0-1 offering. Called strike 1. Make that called strike 2 inside edge. Windish now a home run hitter. 4th Gateman this season to lift one out. 0-2 toss. Roden fouls it back into the netting to stay alive on 2 strikes. Six-foot, 210-pound senior. So far hitting 182 the first half dozen games he's seen this season. Wynn rolling out to right. That's good news for the lefty. The 0-2 pitch grounded up the first baseline. Mendham there keeps himself 2 down. Didn't have to take too many steps to the back. Well, so far, Cam, in this first inning from the Wareham offense, we've seen a pair of ground outs to first and a solo shot from Windish. Here's Max Anderson, the first baseman. Base is empty and 2 down. Tied at 1. First pitch. Breaking ball upstairs. Count 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. Left center skies it sails. Sirota moves under it from right, ranging to his right. Or moves over from center, ranging from his right. And that'll be the end of the first. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors and no men left on base as Hogan Windish connects on his first homer of the season. We're tied at 1, heading into the top of the second when we come back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary.
Well, we're back for the top of the second. Tied up at 1 are the Wareham Gatemen and the Brewster Whitecaps. A home run from Hogan Windish knotted things up in the bottom half. Here's Chase Atkinson. First pitch from Jacob Cravey, taken for a strike on the outer half. The right-handed hitter from Oklahoma State. His fellow Cowboy collegiately, and of course their teammates here for the Whitecaps, David Mendham with an RBI single in the first. 0-1 pitch lifted to center field. Michael Robertson ranges to his left. He'll reel it in to put one away in the top of the second. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. And Cam, so far a much better start from Jacob Cravey here in the second inning. 1 batter faced, 1 out on the board. It took him to the cleanup hitter in the first to do so.
He's also retired 3 straight, and I think that's a big part in why he was able to get Atkinson flying out.
Chase DiMartini, the second baseman from Virginia Tech, just one of 2. Make that one of 3 lefty hitters in the Whitecaps order. That's ball 1, missed at the letters over the heart of the plate. Here it is again, the 1-0. Cut on, missed, outer half fastball. Count even at 1-1. Parks Harbor out of Georgia, the designated hitter in the on-deck circle. 1-1 toss. Cut on and missed. Pitch off-speed breaking ball, low in the dirt. DiMartini gave chase. Defensively, the Gatemen set standard. We have not seen a shift all season long from Harvey Shapiro's squad. 1-2. Foul back to the backstop from DiMartini as he stays alive on 2 strikes. 1-2, grounded back to the mound. Cravey stabs out of the air, throw to first on a rocket. 2 down. Kim, if you're Wareham, a great response inning here from Jacob Cravey. A quick 2 up, 2 down with a designated hitter coming up.
He's looked really good, finding that strike zone, not trying to do too much with both his breaking ball and his fastball. Doesn't have a crazy amount of velocity behind either pitch, so it's better to just trust his arm and throw the pitch that he wants.
First pitch to Parks Harbor. Georgia Bulldog in the box. Righty on righty, rides up in on him. Doesn't hit him, though. Just brought some air across the jersey. Here's the 1-0. Too high. Ball 2. Cravey looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Offers up the 2-0 pitch. It is taken for a strike in the bottom half. Harbor, an Atlanta, Georgia native. You ever gotten down to Atlanta, Cam?
I have not, no. I want to.
There's a place there, of course, it's iconic for Atlanta, but it's called the Varsity. Tremendous cheeseburgers, good hot dogs. It's right off the campus of Georgia Tech there in downtown. 3-1, Harbor, a hard chopper over to Fabian at third. Off one hop, he guns it down to Anderson for the third and final out. Well, Jacob Cravey sings ABC 1-2-3, and that's the end of the top of the second as he retires the Whitecaps in order. We'll be back for the bottom half, all tied up at 1. The Whitecaps and the Gatemen. Stay tuned for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Tied up at 1 are the Brewster Whitecaps and the Wareham Gatemen as we head into the bottom of the second inning from Spillane Field tonight. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir. Carson Liggett on the bump, the true freshman out of Louisville, was able to get 3 outs in the first, only allowed 1 hit, but it was a big one. A solo homer from Hogan Windish to tie it up.
You can't miss to a guy that leads the Wareham Gatemen in batting average, especially because that's been Hogan Windish's label ever since the start of the season with that 6-game hit streak to lead off the year. So if you're Liggett, you turn to the middle and bottom of the order that has really struggled for the Gatemen, not as much as, Windish, because he's been so good.
A first pitch, foul ball from Kellum Clark, left-handed hitter from Mississippi State. 0-1 the count. Clark, in last night's come-from-behind win over Falmouth, went 1 for 2 at the plate, drove in a run. He was also hit by 2 pitches in the same game. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Off speed, down and out. Count goes 0-2. Clark this season a .273 hitter for the Gatemen. 6'4", 210-pound junior. The 0-2 pitch misses above the letters and away for ball 1. Gateman offense that was out hit last night, 10-8. Managed to pull off the win. The 1-2 popped up into right. Tatro charges. It's in his glove. 1 away.
A whole lot of confidence in Carson Liggett on the mound, a guy that only pitched 1 inning before this start against the Wareham Gatemen, and that came just 5 days ago against Falmouth. 2 strikeouts and 3 batters faced, and so far, other than that, you could call mispitch to Hogan Windish. He's done a great job commanding his fastball and his breaking ball and locating either side of the zone. Oh, well, just as I say that, misses one as it slips off his fingers.
Up above the helmet of Blake Wright at Sales, he dips out of the way. Count 1-0. 1-0 pitch, foul back to the backstop. Righty on righty matchup. We talk about a player in the first inning in Hogan Windish who had gone back-to-back days without a hit. He's gone all season without a homer, but you can tell he harnesses that type of power. Last year in the Coastal Plains League, a double-digit home run hitter. Collegiately at UNC Greensboro, a double-digit home run hitter. The 1-1's foul back. He finally connects on that solo shot in the first. You say, that's a guy who was just due for one. Blake Wright, another player, went on something like, what was it, an 0-for-20 streak last week? Did not have a good week at the plate. He'd be the first to tell you, it's the first week in his life that he had gone without a hit playing baseball. And last night, turns in a 2-for-3 night. 1-2, dips at his feet, inside, count even at 2 apiece.
His approach just looks a lot better even in the last 3 at-bats spanning to yesterday's game. Just in a pitch like that. During his 0 for, I think it was actually 19, but 19, 20, whatever it may be, during his hitless streak, a lot of the times he'd swing at a pitch way out of the zone because he just wanted that connection.
2-2. Misses low. Ball 3. Wright hitting just 176 off right-handers compared to 300 against lefties. The righty Leggett deals and it's foul back into this fencing behind home plate, who is definitely getting its work out tonight. Wareham in their home red cranberry tops, white pants. If you're Blake Wright, you've got the navy blue socks pulled up to the knee. 3-2 pitch. Chopped away, third base side foul. Gateman across the front chest and script. Navy lettering, white trim. Numerals on the back, same color coding. Cape Cod League logo centered across the shoulder blades. Wright digs in. Once again, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. A lengthy battle that's won this time by Carson Leggett. His first strikeout of the afternoon and the second out in the bottom of the second.
He tried that same pitch 2 times before, and Blake Wright was able to hold off on it, but at a 3-2 count, wasn't able to take his bat away, and good pitch from Carson Liggett, who didn't shy away from throwing that one inside.
2 down for Jack Hausinger. Tied up at 1 are Brewster and Wareham. First pitch dives in at the toes of Hausinger, kicks up some dirt, count 1-0. First time in quite a while. Jack Hausinger had an off day yesterday. Well deserved. The 1-0. Taken for a strike in the lower half of the zone, heart of the plate. Hausinger, a player who's second on this team this season with a .286 average. Only to Hogan Windish, the team's lone 300 hitter. 1-1, sent high in the air. Shallow right center field. Backing up from second, calling him off from right is Tatro. He'll snag it out of the air for the third and final out. Well, after first inning runs given up by both starting pitchers, they both have bounced back 1, 2, 3 innings. Meanwhile, Carson Leggett registers his first strikeout of the game. We're through 2, tied at 1. Be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
Into the top of the third inning. That brings up the bottom of the order. For the Brewster Whitecaps, we stand in a 1-1 tie. Javier Vaz, the left fielder from Vanderbilt. Righty on lefty. Second Commodore in the order. First pitch, ground ball back up the middle for a leadoff base hit. Javier Vaz gets the third inning started out on the right note for Brewster. They've now put 2 of their 3 leadoff hitters on. Last time they did that, he came across to score.
Cade, it just seems like the first pitch of each plate appearance dictates how Jacob Cravey will throw to that same guy at the plate. Gets Chase Adkison to fly out on the first pitch, and then even DeMartini in the second. It looked like he got his first pitch in there for a strike, and then that ups his confidence.
A man on at first, nobody out. First pitch to Michael Sorotos, fouled away. Over to the right side, 0-1. Center fielder, right-handed hitter from Northeastern, walked back in the first. The only free pass issued so far by Jacob Cravey. Pickoff over the first, Vaz back in time. Anderson covering the base for the Gatemen. Cravey comes set just below the letters. The 0-1. Lift in the air. Right center field. Robertson giving chase from center. Ranges to his left. He'll reel it in. Runner won't tag. That's 1 down. Three hits so far in this ball game for Brewster. Vaz on at first. He singled moments ago to lead off things. And back in the first, well, this man, Davis Diaz, got it going. The shortstop from Vandy. Single back in the first. Mendham in the on-deck circle. Drove in a run with his hit. His Vandy boy teammates on first, and Vaz. Pickoff throw back over. Vaz back to the bag safely for the second time. Diaz came into this ball game, a 188 hitter. Cravey, runner goes, first pitch to him, misses outside, throw down to second. One hops over the glove of Hausinger, and back over shallow outfield grass it'll roll. Runner won't move up. And that's a stolen base for Javier Vaz.
Very, very lucky that Jack Hausinger even got his glove on it, because if that one hops over his glove, there's a large chance that Vaz tries to go to third, and then you got to run possibly 90 feet away with only one away.
1-0 the count to Davis Diaz. Pitch called a strike, bottom half, outside corner. Cravey trying to work through his third inning of action tonight. He's gone 3 innings in each of his previous 2 starts this season. 1-1 offering. Foul back to the backstop for strike 2. Javier Vaz stands at second base. He singled and stole the bag to move into scoring position. Diaz at the dish. 1 down in the top of the third inning of a game that's tied at 1 apiece. Cravey out of Andalusia, Alabama. One-two punch. Lifted, shallow left field, towards the line. Windish charges, and he's there to make the grab on the run for the second out.
So nonchalant from Hogan Windish, because he knows he has control in his footwork as he does in his bat. I think it was yesterday that Windish recorded I think 7 fly balls came his way, and that must have been a game record through now 16 games in the Cape League. And he's just so sure-footed out there. It doesn't matter where the ball lies. He's made some diving catches, sliding catches, and it's a really good thing and a luxury for the Wareham Gatemen to have a good defensive left fielder as well as a great bat.
Two down and a man at second for David Mendham. First pitch down in the dirt, count 1-0. But we'll definitely see more pitches in David Mendham's second AB than he did in the first. A first pitch swing that drove in a run. One more of those. He could drive in his second run of the game and give Brewster back the lead. Tied at 1, top third, 2 down, a man at second. The 1-0. Mendham in the air, opposite way to left. Wendish dances around a little bit before finally settling his feet, and he's there for the third and final out. One hit doesn't prove vital for Brewster when they led off the inning, as Javier Vaz was stranded at second. Still no change in the score. We're tied at 1. Be back for the bottom of the third inning. We return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Mark Deshays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
We make our way into the bottom of the third inning. Brewster and Wareham tied up at a run apiece. So far, Cam, the Gateman offense has brought 7 batters to the plate. Only 1 with a hit, but that's all that mattered. A solo homer from Hogan Windish in the first.
What is it about this team where they can utilize one bat, one frame, and that's all they need in the last couple games? They went from recording back-to-back games with 12 hits, and then they go 0-2 during those 2 games. But in the last couple games, they've only scored in 3 out of the, 20-odd frames, and they picked up a couple wins. This team just finds ways in a variety of ways.
First pitch, Derek Fabian of the third inning, is a called strike 1 from Carson Liggett on the outside. Check this out, Cam. For Derek Fabian, a 4-game on-base streak coming into today. He's got 4 hits on the summer and 16 at-bats. Swings through the 0-1 pitch, count 0-2. Liggett on the bump is a right-hander. Derek Fabian, 0 for 10 against righties this season. He's gone 4 for 6 against left-handed hitters. Talk about a night and day difference. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away back behind the press box, behind home plate.
One of the most interesting things about baseball where your dominant hand makes such a stark difference. You could say it about other sports, but a lot of the times you just adjust by changing your stance, whatever that might be in football and basketball. With baseball, it's so different.
0-2 toss. Fabian watches it miss away for ball 1.
I always find it interesting because release points are also something to take into account. If it's a taller righty, then you'll see that downward motion on a pitch, but if it's a lefty, it comes from a different angle.
1-2 outside and away. Count even at 2-2. Liggett on the mound's 6'2", 210 pounds. Fabian, meanwhile, 6'4", 190 in the box. Base is empty, no outs. 2-2. Fabian in the air. He'll find the seats on the right side. Fabian leads things off. Michael Robertson, his Florida teammate, stands in the on-deck circle with Ryan Campos, set to hit third for the Gatemen in this inning. 2-2 pitch to Fabian. Fouled away once again, and the Gators battling.
One place that Wareham can truly take advantage in this game is Brewster, a big theme of their early season, this first third of the season, last in the Cape in walks. So if Wareham can try to capitalize on keeping counts high, that could be huge.
2-2, line left side of the infield. Scooping it up as short as Diaz. His throw to first just in time to beat Fabian to the bag. And that's the first out in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, it's positive. Good contact. Yes, it didn't reach a gap, but it reached a place where you force Diaz or anyone on the infield to make a tough drifting play. And they turn it over to the 9-hole. And here's another guy talking about early in the season, and maybe his statistics aren't really there.
Michael Robertson, outfielder from Florida. First pitch, outside and away. Count 1-0. The base is empty and 1 out. Yeah, Kim, you're right. Robertson, a tough go so far in the Cape. 1 for 15 on the year. Batting average under 100. 1-0. Tip back foul into the catcher's glove. Even in 1-1. But you have to understand, for Robertson's case, think about this. You come to the Cape League, you're seeing low 90s to mid 90s fastball consistently. 1-1 lifted out left side foul. 1-2. In high school, even if you're at a great high school, not every dude on the bump is throwing 90, right? And Michael Robertson, that was the last AB he saw before coming to the Cape, was in high school 2 years ago. 1-2 pitch, fouled away once again. It finds the bleachers on the third base side. He did not see any action this past spring at Florida as a true freshman due to a nagging injury. He's finally able to shake that off and get ready to come play in the Cape. Not only are you swinging wood bat for the first time ever, but you're seeing speeds and movement that you've never dealt with before. The 1-2, cut on and missed. He's retired on strikes and for out number 2. So you understand a lot of those early season struggles that he's been going through. Meanwhile, we go to the top of the order. Here's Ryan Campos, Arizona State catcher, 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded over to first, back in the first to lead things off. We're tied at 1. Brewster and Wareham both scoring a run in the first inning. Righty on lefty, first pitch. Down and in it comes, ball 1. Slight winds rolling out to right field. Lefty hitting Campos has to like that. Home run hitter this season. 1-0. Off speed, misses inside once again. Ball 2. The Gatemen going for their third win in a row. And if they can secure it here tonight, Cam, it is their third straight comeback win. Campos out of play opposite side. Vaz gave chase, but it found its way to the seats. Brewster, on the other hand, going for win number 4 in a row, none of which have been comebacks. They've simply dominated their competition.
Outscored opponents 11-2 in the last 3 over this 3-game winning streak.
Liggett, 2 strikeouts to his credit today. He's got 2 down the bottom of the third. 2-1. Campos sends it in the air. Once again, it'll land on the roof of Wareham Middle School. Look back yesterday for their third straight win. Brewster shut out Chatham 2-0. But the pitching was the difference for Brewster. 18 strikeouts in that one. 2-2 pitch. Campos lets it miss low. Over the plate, ball 3. The most times the Gatemen have been struck out in a game this season is 13, I want to say.
It was in doubleheader against Chatham. That was game 1. They only walked twice. Both ended up being losses, especially that first game.
Chopper, out of play, right side. We'll see the payoff once again. Correction, it was 14 times, and you're right. That doubleheader at Chatham, so 14 strikeouts.
And that's in 7 innings. So will you take into account the 2/3 strikeout rate for Brewster over Chatham? Well, Chatham did the exact same thing when you take into account instead of 27 outs, it's 21.
Campos battling, trying to avoid contributing to these numbers. Bases clear with 2 down. A 3-2. lifted opposite way, chopper to third base side. Malone, throw across. He just beat Campos to the bag. It wasn't by much, though. A game of inches is this sport, and that time it goes against the Gatemen. We're through 3, and the Gatemen go down in order. We're tied at 1. Be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League, offering residential sales and vacation rentals across the Cape. We help you turn someday into right now. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
We make our way into the top of the 4th inning. Jacob Cravey back on the bump for the first time this season in the 4th. He'd gone 3 innings apiece in his first 2 starts, but Cam, after giving up the early mistake in the first inning to Brewster, he's since allowed just 1 hit.
He's also showed his resiliency, not just giving up that run in the first, going 1-2-3 in the second, good response, then giving up a hit in the third, stranding a guy in scoring position, going another 1-2-3 after that, after, of course, giving up that single in the third. So he's shown the response is there and the resiliency is there. That's why Harvey Shapiro sends him out for his 4th.
Here's Brendan Malone, the third baseman from Oregon. 0 for 1 tonight, grounded into a double play in the first. First pitch from Cravey, called strike, outer half, 0-1. Right on right, 0-1 toss. Malone sees strike 2, outside once again. Guy playing on the West Coast, from the East Coast, Woodstock, Georgia native, is the Oregon Duck. He's got his Oregon green shoes on. 0-2 pitch. Foul back to the backstop. And are they calling it a drop strike 3? Indeed they are. The batter is out. Brendan Malone is struck out. I thought he got a piece of that, Cam.
100%. Maybe from this vantage point, it's not as advantageous as down that first base line, because as adamant as we were, that ball was tipped, and so is the field manager for Brewster. That one clearly looked like it got a piece of the lumber. It sounded like it, too.
That would be the first strikeout for Jacob Cravey. The best thing they can do here, they'll possibly have an umpire's conference. Nope. Call's going to stand.
Wow.
Tough go from Malone. Benefit, though, to Cravey. His first strikeout tonight and the first out in the top of the 4th. Here's Grayson Tatro, the right fielder from Abilene Christian. 0 for 1 tonight. Ground out to first. Back in the first. Right on left. Cravey turns and deals. First pitch off speed. Called strike 1, outer half. A 1 offer. Spike in the dirt. Count even in 1-1. Shadows starting to creep in on the third base side. As far as the infield goes, just Fabian at third. Shaded out. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Fastball out and away. Tatro gave chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 5-hole hitter. Tied at 1 are Brewster and Wareham. Base is empty, 1 out. The 1-2. Off speed in the zone, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Cravey, and so far the fourth inning is looking magical for the right-hander out of Sanford.
No strikeouts in the first 12 batters faced for Jacob Cravey. Follows it up with maybe a questionable call, but that was his first K of the day against Brennan Malone, and then a strikeout looking on a perfectly placed ball on the front end and on the tailing end of that pitch.
Back-to-back punch-outs for Cravey. Now Chase Atkinson steads in. Righty on righty. First pitch with 2 outs. Taken for a strike in the lower half. Atkinson 0 for 1. Fly out to center field. Lead off the second inning. He now looks on to a 1-1 tie in the top of the fourth with 2 outs against him and the base is empty. 0-1 pitch. Off speed upstairs. Count even. Atkinson from Oklahoma State takes the 1-1 pitch for strike 2. Once again, outer half. Jacob Cravey's done a great job today just painting the sides of the plate.
Doing it with his fastball as well, and usually his breaking balls start in the inner half and then end down the pipe. They're doing a really good job with control.
1-2, called strike 3. Well, why don't you just strike out the side, Mr. Cravey? That ends the top of the fourth. Tied at 1 are the Gatemen and the Whitecaps. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball when we return to the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Reed Custom Soils is New England's leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installations and is the exclusive New England supplier of stabilized stone dust. Reed Custom Soils services over 300 golf courses and provides unique blends to fit your needs, all by experienced precision blenders. To learn more about how Reed Custom Soils can serve you, call toll-free 1-800-924-5335 or head to reedcustomsoils.com.
Summer is here, and we are finally back to enjoying all our favorite outdoor activities. As temperatures rise, so does the risk for unexpected injuries. South Coast Health Urgent Care Centers are open, safe, and here to provide the care you need when you need it. Our 7 locations are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Walk-ins are welcome, and having a South Coast Health physician is not required. Visit southcoast.org/urgent care to check wait times and reserve your spot today.
Back in Wareham, Massachusetts at Spillane Field, we make our way into the bottom of the fourth inning. Tied at 1 are Brewster and the Gatemen. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir in the booth. Our Claire Foley down on the sidelines with us tonight once again. Cam, for those at home, if they were here in the first inning, well, they saw some magic. A string of hits that brought across the run for Brewster. And then the bottom half, a solo homer from Hogan Windish. Since, though, the pitchers have dominated this game.
Jacob Cravey's done a really good job for the Wareham Gatemen, responding well, controlling his fastball, and his breaking ball has been phenomenal. Just the control he's had over it to deliver it down the pipe. And then on the other end, Carson Liggett has settled in really, really well with back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, forcing poor contact from these Gatemen hitters.
Liggett, the right-hander from Louisville, has retired every batter he's faced except one. It's that man at the plate, Hogan Windish. First pitch to him leads off the bottom of the fourth. Off speed, misses outside, count 1-0. Windish, as we said, a solo homer in the first inning, his first homer of the summer. The 1-0. Missing down low, the heart of the plate, ball 2. Windish out of Jefferson, North Carolina, UNC Greensboro. 2-0. Pitch finds its way in the inner half. Strike 1. A veteran who's got a ton of baseball in his background. Looks in for the 2-1 toss. Hit high in the air, rocked to center. Sirota back at the fence. He's at the wall, he's at the track, and he makes the catch on the warning track in deep center field. It's 4-10 out there, Cam. Boy, Hogan Windish was about 5 feet away from having a 2-homer day.
It's really interesting when it went off his bat. I thought that was just a routine pop-up, and then it carried and kept carrying, and then it was against my eyes. He actually got the barrel on it. Ooh, that one had more than a chance.
For a player who went hitless in the last 2 games, he seems like a man on a mission. 1 down, pitched Alan Roden, taken for a strike in the lower half. The right fielder from Creighton, 0 for 1 tonight, ground out to first base back in the first inning. You're right, Cam. That ball from Windish looked like it caught wings. The 0-1 from Roden, roped into right field. Into the corner it'll land. He rounds first, sprinting his way into second. The right fielder's lost the baseball. Throw now relayed in. Holding up at second, though, is Roden. And that's a 1-out double for the Creighton Blue Jay.
One part of Alan Roden's game that we haven't questioned is his extra base hit ability. In his first breakout game, just about 5 or 6 days ago, he had 2 doubles, and that's when you thought, okay, this guy can hit. Yes, the statistics show led Creighton in the spring with a 387 average, but hey, this guy can really hit for power and find the gaps, and he did so there, and it's a good sign to see Alan Roden on the extra base hit chart.
5 hits this season for Roden. 3 doubles, as Cam alluded to. A man in scoring position. That's the go-ahead run for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 4th for Max Anderson at the plate. 1 down. Pitch from Leggett. Upstairs and out. Count 1-0. Anderson starting his 15th game of the summer. Keep in mind this is game 16. 1-0 pitch. Anderson cut on and missed. Fastball down and away. Count even at 1-1. The Gatemen trying to score the game's first run since the first inning and break a 1-1 tie. The 1-1 pitch, Anderson lifts it back over the home plate fencing for strike 2. Roden stands at second. He reached on a 1-out double moments ago. One-two offering. Anderson swing away and a miss. And that's strike 3. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Carson Leggett. Roden remains at second for Kellum Clark, the designated hitter from Mississippi State. 0 for 1 tonight. A fly out to right field in the second inning. If you're just joining us, you nearly missed what would have been Hogan Windish's second homer of the game in as many at-bats. A deep fly out to center field that landed. I'm sure it grazed that fencing on the warning track. Had to have. 2-out toss to Clark. Comes in. Did it hit him? Yes, it did. Third hit by pitch by Kellum Clark in his last 2 games. That hit him in the foot. He doesn't look too happy about it, but he is walking his own way up to first.
Cade went from getting hit yesterday in the hand, then grazing his arm, and then why not just hit the lower extremities as well? Kellum Clark taking a lot of pain, but for a guy that is making his 5th start in the last 8 games, it's good to see him back in the lineup, and he'll take the base.
Courtesy of a bruise, Kellum Clark's at first. Roden stands at second with 2 down. Or, excuse me, yes, 2 outs. First pitch to Blake Wright, foul back into the netting. Wright 0 for 1, a strikeout back in the second. The Gatemen do not want to leave men on the base pass. The first time they've had one all game. The only other hitter with a hit was Windish, and, well, he cleared them all himself. homer in the first inning. 0-1 to right with 2 men aboard and 2 down. In the air, opposite field, down the right field line, it'll trail foul. About 15 feet wide right. Two men on, 2 outs, and Blake Wright sitting in an 0-2 count. Cam quickly here, Carson Leggett. What's he looking for on his out pitch?
I think the biggest thing for him is go away on Blake Wright. Looks like he's reaching for a lot of pitches. Oh, but instead, you're going to get a little mound visit first. And I think that the big talking point to a guy like Carson Liggett is you get him out here. You don't want to push your outing any further and risk anything. For a guy in Blake Wright in his first AB, did a really good job pushing the count. Pretty sure it was a full count on Blake Wright in his first plate appearance.
Some activity starting to stir in the Brewster pen with Liggett showing early struggles. The player is just soft-tossing. No actual, wind-up delivery, full-strength pitches have been thrown out there yet. So this conversation, I think, in part is instructional. How do you get this out? But also, too, maybe a little bit of time killer in case that out pitch doesn't hit. Alan Roden at second, Kellum Clark at first with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. We're tied at 1 in Wareham. Blake Wright at the plate on an 0-2 count. Liggett comes set at the belt below the letters. The 0-2. Down and away in the dirt for ball 1. Cam, you're exactly right. He went away. Luckily for the Gateman, Wright didn't give chase.
Smart pitch. I think for an 0-2 count, you push it 1-2. That was a free pitch, and you could waste it out of the arsenal. Good pitch.
Here's the 1-2. Right, cut on upstairs. A big swing and miss for strike 3. A pair of strikeouts in the inning make it 4 this afternoon and 4 innings of work for Carson Liggett. We remain tied at 1 through 4 as the Gatemen strand 2. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball when we return on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Want your daily dose of news? Lucky for you, Wareham, Sipicon, and now Dartmouth Week has you covered. Whether you live in Wareham or in the surrounding areas, you can count on up-to-date news on sports, schools, and even the fine arts, courtesy of the partnership between Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week. Head to theweektoday.com and search Wareham, Sipicon, or Dartmouth for more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
Both teams have had opportunities as of late, but neither have been able to capitalize. We remain tied at 1, heading in the top of the 5th, with Wareham playing host to Brewster. Both teams looking to extend some little winning streaks they've got going. Wareham at 2, Brewster at 3. It's 7, 8, 9 due up in the Whitecaps order. Carson DeMartini, the second baseman for Virginia Tech, leads things off. Jacob Cravey back on the bump. That's a surprise. First pitch. Off speed. Doesn't find its way in the top of the zone. Ball 1. And it's not in the sense I'm surprised to see Cravey back out for another inning of action based on how he's performed tonight. But just based on how his first 2 outings have went, it was 3 innings and he's out. But like you talked, Kim, a key to his success with the Gatemen is producing longevity as the season goes on. The 2-0 down in the dirt. That's ball 3. So far for Cravey, 4 innings, 1 run. That was back in the first. 3 hits to Brewster, while totaling 3 strikeouts to 1 walk. 3-0 offering. Soft dribbler, left side of the infield. Fabian off a couple hops in the grass, throws it down to first on a rocket. That's 1 down. That was a pitch that DeMartini barely connected on. on the inner half of his bat, and it went opposite field. Fabian, I don't know, Cam, how many hops do you think that took on the grass? 15, 16?
Yeah, maybe. I'd be willing to argue that the Gatemen have easily the best defensive third baseman duo in the entire Cape League in terms of Derek Fabian and what I've seen from Max Anderson. That's not an easy play to make. A lot will choose to barehand it, but a smart play by Fabian.
First pitch to Parks Harbor. Designated hitter from Georgia misses Wade. That's ball one.
Also something to add, Jacob Cravey in the spring, 10 of his 15 outings at Samford went over 5 innings.
1-0 pitch to the 8-hole hitter, misses low. That's ball two. Harbor, a right-hander. 0 for 2. We'll make that 0 for 1 tonight. Back in the first inning. Cravey looking to make it 0 for 2. 2-0 pitch. Called strike one. Outer half, low in the zone. Jacob Cravey has retired 7 in a row. The 2-1 misses downstairs for ball 3. The tall, lengthy Cravey. 6'6" on the bump. 3-1 pitch, sliced through the left side. It's a 1-out single into left for Parks Harbor. Just past the outstretched glove of Blake Wright at short. And a man is aboard for the bottom of the order, Javier Vaz, who has a single back in the third.
The desired location was lower and out of the strike zone to force Harbor to swing away at it at a pitch that maybe wasn't as desirable for him, but that one just tailed up a bit too high.
And Harvey Shapiro making his way out to the mound for Jacob Cravey. You'd expect a call to the pen here with a man on at first and one down in the top of the fifth, and there it is. Shapiro's arm outstretches to the bullpen. We'll take a break here from Spillane Field with Brewster and Wareham tied up at 1, though the go-ahead for the Whitecaps is on at first. We'll tell you the new man on the bump when we come back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP, have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
The Wareham Gatemen have made a call to the bullpen in the top of the fifth inning with a man on at first and 1 out. Jack Sullivan, right-handed pitcher from UConn, takes over for Jacob Cravey. We'll give you his final line as the game goes along. He is responsible for the runner at first. Sullivan, meanwhile, a sophomore at 5'11", 190 pounds, makes his second appearance of the summer. And Cam, the first one did not go as planned. Just pitched a third of an inning, giving up a hit, 2 runs, both were earned, a walk and a strikeout, an ERA at 54. For Jack Sullivan, he faced 3 batters at Falmouth. struck out one, walked one, and then gave up a 2-run homer.
For Jack Sullivan, it's how do you recover in your second outing? As Jackson Fristow did yesterday out of Mississippi State, he looked good in his inning and a third. So for Sullivan, he maybe got his sea legs under him, and we'll see what he's able to do. Does the Husky on the mound?
Well, Javier Vaz, the left fielder from Vanderbilt, will be the first batter to face Sullivan. Vaz a single back in the third. His only other plate appearance. He will be stranded at second base. Parks Harbor on at first with one down. The pitch from Sullivan. Fastball misses up and out. Ball 1. Harbor reached on a single moments ago through the left side. The last batter to face today's Gateman starter, Jacob Cravey, who went 5 1/3. Sullivan, a long, deep breath as he settles around the letters. The 1-0. Vaz sees it upstairs for ball 2. Sullivan, a native of Carmel, New York. Two-0 toss. Popped out of play behind home plate. Cam, this Sullivan's a player who I think a lot of folks on the Gateman side of things are excited to see. Had a breakout dominant season for the UConn Huskies as a bullpen piece. 22 appearances, all in relief, 22 and 2/3 innings pitched, an ERA .79. Gave up just 2 earned runs all season. Anytime an ERA is under, where it starts with a point, you know it's a good one. The 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Breeze starting to pick up here tonight. But in those 22 and 2/3 innings, Sullivan 26 strikeouts, just 7 walks. Opponents, meanwhile, had a mere 185 batting average against him. (3-1) to Vaz. Taken for strike 2, inside corner. And Vaz looks back at the home plate umpire in disbelief, and the home plate ump simply showed him something I've never seen before. He showed him the distance that it was in on the plate.
Had to make it extremely clear.
Just one hand right in front of the other. It was this far in the zone. A runner at first with 1 out. 3-2 pitch to Vaz. On the way. Runner goes. Popped up. Shallow center field grass. It gets down for a base hit. Harbor round second, heading into third. He'll be held up there. And that's a 1-out single for Javier Vaz to put men on the corners.
Bit on the tendency of Jack Sullivan. You talk about the spring numbers at UConn, 26 strikeouts to just 7 walks. Well, in his final 10 games of the season, he struck out 15, only walked 4. So this Whitecaps team knows that he wants to pound the zone. And I think that was too much of a tentative payoff pitch rather than trying to test a different corner of the zone. Seemed like it veered right over the plate, and a lot of collegiate hitters are going to attack on that one, and Jack Sullivan is realizing that early.
With runners on the corners, including the go-ahead run 90 feet from home, the top of the order is due up. It's Michael Sirota, the center fielder from Northeastern, 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Double play ball in effect. That's ideal right now for Wareham. That would get him out of the inning. 2 on, 1 down. The pitch to Sirota, taken for a strike in the lower outer half. Sirota trying to score this game's first run since the first inning in the top of the 5th. A pickoff throw to first. Anderson had to come off the bag and go get. That's definitely not a miscue you want to have in this moment. 0-1 the count to Sirota. Righty on righty. Sullivan winds and deals, runner goes. Throw down from second, not going to be thrown from Campos. He faked over the throw, kept in mind the runner at third. Now 2 men are in scoring position. Vaz gets his second stolen base of the night. Runners at second, third, just one away. So much for that double play ball.
Well, Cade, that's the third time that's happened this season where Wareham either chooses to throw down to second or they take that tentative approach because you don't want the opportunity of a double steal as the guy comes home when you're trying to pick off the guy at second.
Runners at second, third with one out. Sirota at the plate as the leadoff hitter in the Whitecaps order. Sullivan, 0-2 the pitch. Bottoms out. Just below. Wareham dugout didn't like it. Ball one. One-two pitch, out and away. Count even at 2-2. The last Brewster run came in the first inning on a David Mendham RBI single. Now in the top of the fifth. Harbor stands at third, Vaz at second. For Sirota at the plate, one away. Tied at 1. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fouled up the right side of the infield. Sullivan picks it up, tags the runner himself. The runner from third, though, will come home to score. That's Harbor. And Brewster will take a 2-1 lead on an unconventional, one unassisted out. Didn't think you were going to expect to see that one there. Nonetheless, Sirota does his job and brings the runner home. And Brewster now leads 2-1.
You might be asking yourself, well, why did Jack Sullivan pick it up? Couldn't he have waited for it to roll foul? But with the dimensions of this field, really interesting, it was foul and then rolled back up the infield grass fair, so it would have been fair anyway, so smarter for Sullivan to not think about the run that scratches across and tag out the guy running to first.
Vaz advances to second for Davis Diaz, the shortstop from Vanderbilt, with 2 outs. He'll take strike 1 on the upper outer corner of the zone. Can Brewster scratch across one more in the top of the fifth? The 0-1. Diaz, grounder left side of the infield. Right on a couple hops, throws it down to first, and that's the end of the inning. The Whitecaps strand a runner at third, but do bring one across. They lead it 2-1. Heading in the bottom of the fifth, we'll be back for more Wareham baseball when we return to the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bats, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, UFOs, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
Need physical therapy? Select Physical Therapy works directly with you and your physician to create a plan of care that meets your goals and needs, with 6 locations on Cape Cod and more across the country. Select Physical Therapy is the official provider of athletic training for the Wareham Gatemen.
For the second time today, the Wareham Gatemen begin an inning facing a deficit. Brewster leads it 2-1 heading into the bottom of the fifth. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir tonight. Cam, it's Jack Hausinger leading things off. Fabian in the on-deck circle. Michael Robertson set to bat third. Bottom of the order, trying to erase the 1-run deficit they now face. First pitch to Hausinger upstairs. It's
Brewster pitching staff has been so good. One of 3 teams in the Cape League to sport a sub-3 ERA, and it's showing.
1-0 pitch. Hausinger fouls it off the catcher's glove. Count even at 1-1. Hausinger tonight 0 for 1. Fly out to right field back in the second inning. Well, simply put, the Gateman offense hasn't showed much life tonight outside of 2 swings. A solo homer in the first from Hogan Windish and a 1-out double in the fourth from Alan Roden. Outside of that, they've been struck out 4 times and have been hit by 1 pitch.
Brewster's known for this. Gave up 1 run to Bourne in each of the doubleheader games, no runs to Chatham, and in all 3 of those matchups, under 10 hits.
1-1 to Hausinger, roped right side and through the glove, it seems, of David Mendham as it rolls into right field. That's one of those now you see me, now you don't moments. An error charged to Mendham, the first of today's game. Cam, it really did just seem like a hole was created in the webbing of his glove.
Well, it was off a hop, and it's interesting. Here at Spillane, the stone dust infield is weird, but so are the hops that come off the dust infield, and you're right, that one almost went through his glove as he wasn't expecting it as it veered off the infield grass.
Bottom 5, trailing by a run. The Gatemen have a man on at first for Derek Fabian. First pitch to the Florida Gators, up above the letters. Count 1-0. Fabian 0 for 1 tonight. Ground out to short back in the third inning. Liggett comes set. 1-0. Fabian fouls it away. Derek Fabian trying to extend a 4-game on-base streak to 5. The 1-1 pitch. Missing down in the dirt. That's ball 2. Michael Robertson in the on-deck circle. Behind him, the top of the order. The Gatemen responded back in the first inning when trailing by a run. Big swing from Windish did just that. Once again, in the 5th, same situation, trailing by a run. Though this time you're halfway through the ball game. Pickoff throw to first, Hausinger back in time. Two-one toss. Fabian a big cut. Inside pitch. 2-2. Lights now have been turned on here at Spillane Field. It is a beautiful night for baseball. Fluffy clouds scatter the blue skies. And boy, when I say blue, I mean blue. Hausinger inches off of first base, no outs. Fabian at the plate, the 2-2. Grounder back up the middle. The shortstop flips for 1. The throw from second. DeMartini flips it for 2. 6-4-3 double play. Clears the base pass and puts 2 down in the bottom of the 5th.
Tougher play than it looked like because the second base umpire was actually almost in the way of the shortstop, but good anticipation from Diaz to corral it, throw to second. That kicks off the double play.
That looks to be the end of the day for Carson Liggett. He went 4 2/3 tonight. And an incredible line for him overall. Just 2 hits allowed to a Wareham team that had 8 in the victory last night over Falmouth. He does a great job in the front half of this game. We'll let you know who's in charge of the back half for Brewster when we return from our Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini-golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Looking for a turnkey rental experience on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has a dedicated team of rental professionals ready to provide homeowners and guests with exceptional service. For Cape Cod rentals, nothing compares. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in environmental science, sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. Online at curry.edu.
A new face has taken the bump for the Brewster Whitecaps as we make our way back into the bottom of the fifth inning. Bases empty and 2 outs. It's time for Brennan Oxford, the southpaw out of Wake Forest, to take over his 4th appearance of the summer. 5 innings thrown so far in the Cape League. An ERA of 0 after he surrendered 4 hits but no runs, a pair of walks and 3 strikeouts. The left-hander will work against Michael Robertson as he's in search of the 3rd and final out in the 5th. Brewster leading by a run. Left on left. First pitch. Fastball up and in. Count 1-0. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. And Cam, so far this season, the Gatemen as a team hitting for .226 average, but against left-handers, just .176 this season. 1-0 upstairs. Ball 2.
Yeah, this team's done a poor job reading any pitch out of a lefty's hand, and for a team that has 4 games this season over 10 hits, it's crazy to think sub 200 average against lefties.
2-0 pitch is taken for a strike in the upper half of the zone, heart of the plate by Robertson, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Strikeout back in the 3rd. Comparatively, 241 team average against right-handed pitching. Coming into tonight's game, of course, that changes with Carson Liggett's outing. 2-1 upstairs. Outside, ball 3. Michael Robertson trying to give the top of the order a man on the base paths. The 3-1. Cut on and missed. Off speed, misses upstairs. That's strike 2. Base is empty, 2 down. Robertson at the dish. The southpaw deals a 3-2. Upstairs and in for ball 4. Well, the first batter that Brennan Oxford faces out of the bullpen. He will put on the base paths. Robertson takes first. We go to the top of the order, and Ryan Campos, catcher from Arizona State, who's 0 for 2.
Entering this game, Brewster Whitecaps pitchers have walked under 3 batters per game. That's unbelievable. Best in the Cape. That's the first walk issued by this pitching staff today.
Free passes will demoralize a team at times. I know we saw that earlier this season as Ryan Campos lets ball 1 miss upstairs in a ball game against Falmouth, where the Gatemen had a lead at one point and then proceeded to walk 6 of 7 batters that walked in 2 runs. That ultimately being a 3-run loss. Free passes can take away victories. The 1-0 down and in, but called strike 1 on the inside corner.
And for opposing teams, it could garner victories. In the first 3 games, Gateman team drew 3 walks. The next 3, they drew 30. And they were a lot more successful during that middle part of the beginning of the season, in which they went 2-1 compared to 1-1-1, where the bats weren't really there.
1-1 pitch. Robertson goes. Campos a liner, but foul. Just to the right of the first base bag. That would have easily tied this game. The old hit and run. Robertson was already at second by the time that ball landed up the line. Great speed does the true freshman Gator have. He would have easily came around to score. We would have even seen our first triple of the year from the Gateman.
Campos is fast, you're right.
Nonetheless, it's a long conversation for what was strike two. A man on first, the 1-2, cut on and missed from Campos. That's strike three. Curveball low and away. That ends the fifth inning. Brewster leads 2-1 over Wareham. We'll be back for the top of the sixth for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
A beautiful setting sun overlooks Spillane Field tonight. Can you see all those clouds scattered across the blue? Sun setting. It's just something in the orange that says, the Gatemen aren't done yet.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. For a Gateman team that'll play 7 straight days with baseball, this is number 2 out of that stretch. It's nice to see that we're getting good Cape weather, and you're right, it's a Gateman team that doesn't give up, only a 1-run deficit. Hey, if the weather is any litmus test of what's to come, hey, I'm pretty excited for what's to come.
Now let's come back to that in a moment. Sullivan steps up on the bump, working on David Mendham. First pitch, fastball misses outside. Litmus.
Yeah.
That's my SAT word of the day.
Really?
What is litmus?
A litmus test. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a test put forward, and
fastball lifted into right field. That's a leadoff single for David Mendham, his second knock of the afternoon. Already has an RBI to his credit, as Brewster leads 2-1 with Brennan Malone stepping up. He's 0 for 2, though. He'll have a man on at first.
So it's a test put forward. So let's say they're playing the Brewster Whitecaps today, which the Wareham Gatemen are, and this is the game where, okay, we could see what's to come moving forward. So this is a good barometer moving forward. So what we see from the Gatemen today is a great barometer. It's a great litmus test for what we're going to see moving forward, which is a couple good teams.
First pitch, Brennan Malone skied into left center. Under it is Robertson. That's the first out as Mendham sprints back over to first. One away in the top of the sixth. So a litmus test. What professions use that on a regular basis?
I use it a lot on broadcasts.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
Really?
No.
Okay. It's pretty much another way of saying a test, but it's a good gauge for what we're going to see moving forward. So the weather right now, if this is the same weather moving forward and the Gatemen are able to come back, you could tie that together and say, okay, we're watching the sun set. It's a good litmus test for what we're going to see moving forward. Good barometer.
The pitch gets between the legs of Campos, jogging into second. Goes Mendham, and now runners in scoring position for Brewster with one away.
is the last I'm going to say of it because this is the effective definition.
Litmus.
Yes. An effective and definite way of proving it or measuring it. So yes, it started as a chemistry term, but it's a definite way of, okay, this is proof of what we're going to see moving forward. So if the Gatemen are struggling, which they aren't in the last 2 games, then, you know, that's a good barometer of what we're going to see to come because we're so deep into the season.
The 1-0 pitch to Grayson Tatro misses down and in. You should have used the word chemistry early on. Science was not my best subject in school, so that's where you lost me.
I'm going to be honest, didn't know it was tied to chemistry.
Okay.
Just until I looked it up.
Okay.
So we're teaching each other different things.
All about learning here at Spillane. Top of the 6th, Brewster has a runner in scoring position. That's Mendham at second, leading 2-1, and a 2-0 count on Tatro with 1 out. The pitch, down and away, settles ball 3. You can add chemistry class to the list of things that I didn't think would make this broadcast today, because it definitely wasn't at the top.
It's the beauty of conversation in the game of baseball. We have so much downtime in between pitches, and you can expand on something happening on the field or even off it.
Sullivan, the 3-0 offering. Taken for a strike. Outer half of the plate, top half of the zone. Well, Cam, that's one thing that I know you like is those big SAT words. Those words that have more than 5 or 6 letters in them.
Or that have 2 or 3 meanings.
We said yesterday you were talking about the, what was it? Do
like shadows.
Do like shadows. That was it. Very poetic of you. The 3-1 pitch finds its way across the outer half once again. Sullivan now going back-to-back pitches, painting the plate. Counts now full on Tatro. This will be a big second out with a runner in scoring position.
What I find to be ironic is I did take the SAT, not the ACT, which involves science, and I know a litmus test is tied to science, and
we get it. You're a smart
kid.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Tatro. Cut on and miss. Sullivan a big strikeout. That's his first of the evening, second of the season. That's 2 down in the top of the 6th. Brewster leads 2-1 over Wareham. Whitecaps runs coming in the 1st and 5th frames. The Gateman, a solo homer from Hogan Windish in the 1st. Mendham inches off 2nd. He's the lone runner. His collegiate teammate from Oklahoma State, Chase Atkinson, is at the dish, 0 for 2 tonight. First time facing Sullivan, he'll take strike 1 on the outer half. Sullivan's main job right now, do not let the deficit grow any more than a run. Just allow your offense time to tie things up. Top 6, Brewster leads 2-1. Runner at second, 2 down, the 0-1 pitch. Grounder, third base side. Fabian off a couple hops, takes a step onto the grass, his throw across in time for the 3rd and final out. Brewster strands the runner at second, yet they still lead it. 2-1 over the Gatemen. We'll be back for more in the bottom of the 6th when we return for Wareham Baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network. As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. We're back for the bottom of the 6th inning tonight at Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts. Brewster leads this one 2-1, but the 1 run tonight came in a big way. The first homer of the season from UNC Greensboro's Hogan Windish. He's back into a groove, and our Claire Foley down the sidelines has more. Claire?
Thanks, Cade. Yes, just like you said, this was Hogan Windish's first home run of the summer, despite the offensive consistency we've seen from him thus far. He currently leads the league in doubles and is the Gateman leader in hits, batting average, and multi-hit games. He's also had 2 separate 6-game hitting streaks. And this is sort of the expected production we wanted to see from him this summer, considering at UNC Greensboro this year, he was named the 2022 SoCon Player of the Year for his .370 batting average. Guys.
Thank you, Claire. And she's right. What a great season not only Hogan Windish had collegiately there in Greensboro with Billy Godwin's squad. I know he caused the South Carolina Gamecocks some havoc there on opening weekend, where the Spartans nearly took 2 out of 3 from South Carolina, but he went on to have a great campaign throughout the season. Like you said, a .370 average, and here in the Cape League, a player who finally got his shot to play here and has taken every advantage.
Back-to-back summers in the Coastal Plains League, was the hitter of the year in 2020. You mentioned double-figure home runs in 2021. Got his opportunity, and he's been in the 2-hole every single game. And I'd argue more important than any spot in the lineup is that 2-hole if you're able to anchor down whoever the leadoff guy is. And as the leadoff guy has flipped around, as the 3 and 4 has flipped around, the guy in the 2-hole has always stayed the same, and that's confidence from Harvey Shapiro.
Well, speaking of, here's Hogan Windish. We timed that right, didn't we? Windish 1 for 2 tonight. Like we said, the homer back in the first inning, the lone Gateman run to score this evening. First time, though, facing the left-hander, and Brennan Oxford. He'll take ball 1 outside and away. Oxford came in, faced 2 batters, walked 1, struck out the other to end the 5th. 1-0. Missing below the zone over the heart of the plate, and that's ball 2. The Gatemen tonight tallying just 2 hits, Windish's homer, and a Roden double. Roden's in the on-deck circle. 2-0. Fastball dips in, ball 3. Keep in mind, this is just a 1-run game, so the tying run is at the plate at any given time. But if you're the Gatemen, of course, you'd rather have them on the base paths than just at the plate.
It's proven yesterday.
3-0 pitch. Finally in the zone is Oxford in this 6th inning.
And talk about yesterday, because it was a 1-run lead for the Commodores heading into the bottom of the 6th, and then a 5 spot put up by the Gatemen out of nowhere.
Bases empties, we get things underway, bottom 6. 3-1 offering, called strike 2, bottom half. Good job from Oxford. Struggled early with the command. Missed outside, 2 inside. He's responded. Count now full. Looking for his 2nd strikeout of the afternoon. Three-two pitch. Windish popped it up right field. Charging is Tatro on the run. On the dive, he makes the snag. Sliding on one knee. That's 1 away in the bottom of the 6th.
Couple flyouts forced to Hogan Windish, who's put every ball in the air. A couple games before this, where he's really struggled, is he put the ball on the ground, and although he's 1 for 3 on the day, you count it as successful because he's knocked home that lone run, a homer back in the 1st, where Hogan Windish can do really well is finding gaps in left and right field. Unfortunately, is popping them shallow.
First pitch to Alan Roden. Misses above the zone. Count 1-0. Roden, 1 for 2 tonight, as we said. Double back in the 4th, his last time at the plate. Bases are empty with 1 down. Brewster leading 2-1. The pitch. 1-0 upstairs. That's ball 2. The Gatemen going for their not just 3rd straight win, but 3rd come-from-behind win in a row. 2-0 outside. That's ball 3. .3-0 pitch to Roden. Called strike 1, inside edge. That's now back-to-back batters, Cam, that Oxford has gone to a 3-0 count on and then dealt strikes.
And he's taking risks, even when he's behind the count, locating the corners rather than just going right down the pipe.
3-1. Fouled it out of play, did Roden.
That's why Roden swung at that, because he thought, okay, he's going edge to edge, and he did there.
Looking ahead on the schedule, the Gatemen will be on the road tomorrow, the first time since Saturday when they go take on Cotuit. First pitch set for 5 p.m. The 3-2. Roden fouls it away. We'll do it again. Wareham this season 1-0 against the Brewster Whitecaps, a 4-1 victory just 12 days ago at Stony Brook Elementary Field. The Gatemen 6.5 games out of first. Of course, tomorrow's opponent happens to be that first-place team in the Cotuit Kettleers. With 24 points on the season, the Gatemen with 13. A 3-2. Foul it away. We'll see it a third time. Roden's battling on a full count. Your breakdown of the Cape Cod lead standings. First for the West Division. Wins, keep this in mind, wins count as 2 points. Ties is 1. Losses, you get nothing. And the top 4 teams in each division will make the playoffs beginning on August 4th. Right now, Cotuit leads the West with 24 points. Hyannis is the second team with 17. Bourne, 13 points. Wareham, 13 points. Falmouth, currently out of the playoff picture, at 11 points. 3-2 pitch to Roden. He thought was ball 4. Toss to bat was jogging up the line. It's instead strike 3 called. And it's 2 down, the bottom of the 6th. Max Anderson will step up to the plate. Meanwhile, in the East Division, Yarmouth Dennis, with a 9-4-2 record, leads things with 20 points. Brewster, tonight's opponent, 8-7 coming into this one, going for their 9th win of the summer. They hold a 16-point total. Orleans is third with 14. Harwich at 12, and Chatham currently out of the playoff picture. A 4-9-2 record for the Anglers with just 10 points on the season. Ball one misses inside to Anderson, but Cam, I don't think anyone expected Chatham to have this amount of early season struggles that they faced.
No, after missing the playoffs last season, but not really relinquishing their opportunities at the playoffs prior to that. Shocking such a good team.
1-0, roped into right field. Anderson turns one, sprinting into second base. He dives in safely, and it's a 2-out double for Max Anderson.
How about Max, the Nebraska Cornhusker? He's come on as of late, hasn't he?
He really has, Cam. Just come off of an 8-game on-base streak a couple days ago. Here tonight, he's got his first hit. It's wild to me, though. 3 hits tonight for the Gatemen, all for extra bases. It'll be their first time this season without a single in a game. Kellum Clark fouls off to the left side. 0-1 the count. Clark, he doesn't have a hit tonight. He's 0 for 1, but he has been hit. Back in the 4th inning, took one off the foot.
Big spot for Clark. Drove in a run yesterday.
Oh, 1 pitch. Clark lets him miss up and in on the off speed. Count even at 1-1. The Gatemen have the tying run in scoring position. It's Max Anderson. He'll creep off the bag with 2 outs. Clark's got to put a ball in play to bring him home. The 1-1. Taken for strike 2, outer edge. Anderson in the cleanup spot tonight. For just the 2nd time this season. Meanwhile, Kellum Clark at the plate. He's batting 5th. The 1-2 from the southpaw Oxford. Cut on and missed down in the dirt. It's a drop strike 3. Throw it down, set him down. That's the end of the 6th. The Gatemen get a 2-out double from Anderson, but he's stranded there. We're through 6, and Brewster holds strong to a 2-1 lead over the Gatemen. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. List your home with Eastern Massachusetts' premier real estate firm. Don't just get it on the market, get it the attention it deserves. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
With competitive pay, state-of-the-art facilities, and opportunities in service, sales, accounting, HR, marketing, IT, and more, a job at Milton Cat, the Northeast Caterpillar dealer, is more than a career choice. It's a choice career. Visit miltoncat.com/careers to join their growing team.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
We're back for the top of the 7th inning, and the Wareham Gatemen have brought in their third pitcher of the night. It's the right-hander out of Kentucky, Wyatt Hudipole. He'll make his 5th appearance of the summer. No decision record, no saves to his credit. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 walks and 5 strikeouts, an ERA at 2.57. Cam, what are you looking for tonight from Hudipole?
Just to keep this deficit at 1. I know that might be the cop-out answer, but the bullpen yesterday struggled to keep the lead at 4 when it was dropped down to just 2 to make it a 6-4 game. Then the closer was in there to do his job and close it out. So for Wyatt Hudipole, throw strikes, make it a quick frame, and get the offense back on the field.
First pitch is fouled off the catcher's mask of Ryan Campos from the lefty hitting Carson DeMartini. Virginia Tech second baseman, 0 for 2 tonight. Pair of groundouts. Hudipole's 0-1 misses downstairs. A 1 pitch in the dirt. Make that the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. That's ball 2. Two-one pitch, rocked in the air, deep right field. DeMartini has left the yard. My goodness, a moonshot makes this a 3-1 game in the top of the 7th.
Had no chance of coming back either. Barrel on the ball, and I said for Wyatt Hudipole to keep this a short outing. Maybe he just goes this one frame. A pitch that just missed a bit high, but I think it's more of a credit to DeMartini attacking a pitch that was maybe flirting with the top of the strike zone, and yeah, no doubter off the bat.
That ball hit some type of a netting out there and finally knocked down because it was going for a while. First pitch to Parks Harbor, taken for a strike. Harbor 1 for 2 tonight. Hudipole fires a fastball outside, count even at 1-1. One pitch, fouled off, back in the netting for strike 2. Second home run we've seen tonight, one from each team. Windish back in the first for Wareham. DeMartini moments ago. 1-2, fouled away as Parks Harbor stays alive on 2 strikes. The Whitecaps lead it 3-1. The 1-2 pitch from Hudipole. Did he go? Yes, he did. He struck him out. Harbor asking the home plate umpire to appeal it. It's his call whether he wants to appeal it or not. That's first strikeout for Hudipole tonight. 1 down in the top of the 7th. One down, the base is empty for Javier Vaz, the left fielder from Vanderbilt. First pitch skips in the dirt. Count 1-0. Hudipole currently in the transfer portal after 2 seasons with the Kentucky Wildcats. (1-0) hit high in the air to center. Robertson camps under it. 2 down. Two down in the inning. Back at the top of the order in Michael Sirota, center fielder from Northeastern. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and an RBI. Hudipole misses down the dirt. Count 1-0. (1-0) pitch down low. That's ball 2. Hudipole just working to get out of the inning after giving up the solo jack moments ago. The 2-0 pitch, cut on and missed from Sirota. That's strike 1. Approaching the 2-hour mark in this contest. The 2-1. Off the plate, ball 3. Brewster leading by a pair in the top of the 7th. 3-1 toss. Down low. That's ball 4. Well, not the first inning of action you might have hoped for Wyatt Hudipole tonight. Gives up a home run and then has now walked a batter with 2 outs. Bring up Davis Diaz, the shortstop from Vanderbilt. Right-handed hitter, 1 for 3 tonight. A single back in the first. A fly out and a ground out thereafter. Sirota on at first with 2 away. The pitch to Diaz skips away from Campos. Heading into second goes Sirota on the wild pitch.
Command looks off for Hudipole. The location where he wants to throw it is there, but he misses just by a couple inches. And hey, we've talked about baseball as a game of inches. It goes off your hand just a bit wrong, and something like that can happen where it's spiked in the dirt.
(1-0), a big swing from Diaz. The slider pitch from Hudipole definitely tricked the Commodore. Runner at second, that's Sirota with 2 down. The 1-1 pitch. Lined right at Fabian at third base for the 3rd and final out. 1 run comes across. A Carson DeMartini homer makes this a 3-1 lead for Brewster. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th. More Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the major leagues. Only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Where everyone's had their Cracker Jacks, it's time to go to the bottom of the 7th. Brewster on top of Wareham, 3-1. A homer from Carson DiMartini in the top half. Maybe added some insurance runs for the Whitecaps. And now they've got a new man on the mound in John West.
Yeah, John West out of Boston College. Just wrapped up his sophomore season. 10 appearances out of the bullpen in his freshman year. Followed it up with a sophomore campaign for the BC Golden Eagles with an ERA that is forgetful, but did have 33 innings of work, struck out a total of 31. The one gripe with John West, 23 walks in the spring.
1.29 ERA for the right-hander. So far in the Cape with a 1-0 record. He's in line for the save if the score holds. First pitch to Blake Wright. Strike taken the lower outer half. Wright tonight 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts for him, both swinging. 0-1, foul back on a check swing from Wright. Just something about the tosses upstairs tonight have caught Blake Wright a little bit off guard.
That second strikeout swinging, Blake Wright swung out of his shoes at one that was way upstairs near the eyes. Just looks like he's fishing for a ball down the middle rather than just waiting for his pitch, which could be on either side of the plate.
0-2 offer. Up and out. Ball one.
Because it's been elevated fastballs that have gotten Blake Wright. So if you're trying to fish too much for a ball down the middle, a lot of the times an elevated fastball will look down the middle off the delivery.
The 1-2. Called. Strike 3 in the lower half. One away in the bottom of the 7th.
3 Ks on Blake Wright. Did have those 2 hits yesterday, and you wonder if maybe he's just taking a step back and maybe batting a bit more tentative, knowing that he was on that long hitless streak.
One away for Jack Hausinger, the second baseman, 0 for 2 tonight as well. Put on the ground, first pitch to second. DiMartini snags it, throw across in time, 2 down. For John West, a tall drink of water on the bump, isn't he? 6'8", 260 pounds is the right-hander out of Boston College. Derek Fabian, before he is able to take any swings, well, he's got to tuck in that number 37 jersey once again. It had come untucked. Fabian's 0 for 2, pair of groundouts. The Gatemen only have 3 hits as a team, and they're all on the top of the order. First pitch to the 8-hole hitters, taken for a strike on the outer third. Oh, 1 pitch, cut on and missed, nothing in 2. Nice off speed outside.
Bottom half, 0 for 10 with a walk, a reach on an error, and a hit by pitch. And that's the last 5 batters in the order.
0-2 pitch to Fabian, misses away. West tried to see if he would give chase once again on some movement outside. Fabian, though, holds back. That's ball 1. 1-2 pitch, put on the ground towards short. Diaz on a couple hops, takes a few steps in. His throw in time, that's the 3rd and final out. Well, John West comes in and pieces together a 1-2-3 inning for Brewster. We're through 7 at Spillane Field. The Whitecaps lead at 3-1. We're back for more Wareham baseball when we return to the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
Back for the top of the 8th. For Wareham offensively, they've totaled just 3 hits tonight. They're going to have to make up some ground before Brewster adds on any insurance runs across the final 2 frames. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 3-4-5 due up in the Whitecaps order, led off by David Mendham, the first baseman. Great night for him. Multi-hit night. 2 for 3. First pitch. Hard chopper up the middle. Hausinger charges on a turn and throw. That's one away. A quick first out in the 8th for Wyatt Hudipole.
There's your positive start to the 8th after the first batter in the 7th that Hudipole faced. Lifted one to deep right and launched one out of here to make it 3-1. And this is what I'm talking about. Hudipole, he has the stuff to turn a quick 1-2-3. It's about will he? And you wonder, well, if he has a good 8th, you throw him out there for the 9th.
One down, here's Brennan Malone. First pitch, a called strike, outer half, 0-1. Malone tonight, though, hasn't had the same success that Mendham has enjoyed. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Hudipole's 0-1. Sky in the air, shallow right. Ranging as Roden. Closer to the foul line, he sprints towards the end. And that ball had a lot more tail than I initially thought, Cam. That's 2 outs.
On 3 pitches, and you're right. Can sometimes get caught up in the airstream even though the wind's not blowing as much as it did earlier in the night, but good on-the-run catch made by Alan Roden, who's been so good, designated hitter, first baseman, right field. Doesn't matter where you play him.
Here's Grayson Tatro, first pitch. Outside, count 1-0.
So I was watching Ryan Campos earlier yesterday do some catching drills, and on a pitch like that, he seemed to, in those drills, be a bit late in his frame when it's on the outside.
1-0 pitch in the dirt. That's ball 2. Tatro, the lefty out of Abilene Christian, washes the 2-0 pitch in the dirt, and that's ball 3. Tatro tonight 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts against him. First time, though, facing Hudipole. 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4 outside. Wyatt Hudipole's second walk issued in an inning and 2/3. Brewster leads it 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Here's Chase Atkinson, the catcher from Oklahoma State, the lone batter left in the order to work against Hudipole. Atkinson, his previous 3 at-bats, 0 for 3 of each variety: a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. First pitch. Atkinson takes strike one, outer half. Tatro dances off first. The 0-1. Atkinson lifts it out of here. 0-2. Runner goes. Ball misses low. The throw down to second. Not in time. Grayson Tatro will get the stolen base into scoring position.
19 stolen bags on the season for the Brewster Whitecaps. So really no other team outside of Cotuit has been that successful in terms of stealing bases through the first 16 games of the year. But Brewster, they're second of the day.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Chase Atkinson, the 6-hole hitter. The pitch. Called strike 3 in the lower half. Wyatt Hudipole will strand a runner in scoring position. That's now the 5th man the Whitecaps have left in scoring position tonight, yet they lead it by a pair. 3-1 Brewster heading in the bottom of the 8th. Back from a Wareham baseball, and we return the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and online classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in accounting, business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Joanne Stevenson with Berkshire Hathaway and Robert Paul Properties brings over 21 years of real estate experience to the South Shore and Cape Cod area. The Robert Paul Properties team not only specializes in coastal luxury properties, but proudly serves our veterans in their home search or sell process. Joanne Stevenson is your local, homegrown agent who knows the area and knows the market. Call Joanne Stevenson with Robert Paul Properties for all your real estate needs. Located at 155 Front Street in Marion.
We make our way into the bottom of the 8th inning. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir tonight. Our Claire Foley down on the field for us. Brewster leads it 3-1 over the Wareham Gatemen, with John West back on the bump out of Boston College for Brewster. His second inning of work, the first a 1-2-3 frame that included a strikeout. Meanwhile, the Gatemen, well, they've only tallied 3 hits tonight. 1 run, it was a solo shot from Windish in the first. Going to switch it up with the bottom of the order. Pitch hit Brian Padilla to lead off the inning.
Really smart. Had an RBI in yesterday's win over Falmouth. Also recorded a base hit in his second appearance in his first start just a couple days ago against Harwich.
He leads off the bottom of the 8th inning with John West's first pitch missing away. Padilla, redshirt freshman from UConn. 2 for 7 on the early season. 1-0 pitch, skied in the air to left. Trailing it back is Vaz at the wall. It's out of here. A pinch hit homer for Brian Padilla. It's now just a 1-run deficit here at Spillane.
Whoa, talk about pop out of the dugout. Brian Padilla entered this game with just 2 hits on the Young Cape season. None of them extra base hits. Had an RBI yesterday. This was a loud RBI today. And it carried. You already saw a lot of those fly balls carry, and that one just kept on going.
The first pinch hit home run of the season for Wareham. Back at the top of the order, and now that we can say the tying runs at the plate. Campo's first pitch, lifted into left center, trailing it back is Sirota. He'll make the grab on the run in the gap, 1 away. The tying run's going to be at the plate now for Wareham, and that's what you want in a late-inning ball game.
Also a good thing to mention, this is the first multi-home run game by the Gatemen this summer, 16 games in.
The other guy who hit a homer, he's making his way to the plate. Hogan Windish, back in the first, he's 1 for 3 tonight. Though he nearly had his second homer of the game back in the fourth, a huge fly out to center. First pitch with one away, missing away from the strike zone, is West. Boy, Brian Padilla had 8 homers this spring at UConn. His first with Wareham. 1-0 pitch to Windish, misses up and out, ball 2.
Talk about the experience of Harvey Shapiro. 24th year as a head manager here on the Cape. Over 530 wins, ranks 3rd in Cape Cod Baseball League history as a manager in terms of wins.
Windish to opposite field, in the air for Tatro. That's in his glove, that's 2 away.
And I mentioned that because the bottom of the order struggling so much, especially against the bullpen. You put in a pinch hitter and it proves wonders.
2 away. Brewster leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Alan Roden, the right fielder. 1 for 3 tonight. Double in the 4th. His only hit. Struck out last time we saw him in the 6th. First pitch, put in the air, shallow center. Racing is Sirota. He loses the cap but makes the grab. That's the end of the 8th. Well, a pinch hit. Homer from Brian Padilla makes it a 1-run game, and we've got 1 inning left. Don't go anywhere. This one's getting exciting. We'll be back for the top of the ninth when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Local craft beer, great food, games, outdoor beer garden, and live music. That's all at Stone Path Malt. Better malt, better beer. Conveniently located across from Wareham Crossing in the West Wareham Industrial Park. Check them out.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Whether a night at the tap room for pub grub, dinner for the family, or a full-service catered event, Minkle Boys Catering. Food with passion. Book your event today.
We're into the top of the ninth, and this is a 1-run game at Spillane Field. Brewster on top, 3-2. They tacked on a run of insurance back in the 7th inning on a solo homer from this man, Chase DiMartini, the Virginia Tech second baseman. Boy, they could use one more, Cam, with that lead trimmed down to a single run.
Bottom of the order, insurance could be great, but it's the bottom of the order that has already been great today. Don't know how much more you're expecting, right? 2 hits from Vaz in the 9-hole, single from Parks Harbor, home run from DiMartini. I don't think I've seen a score sheet that stacked at the bottom of the order this season.
4 for 9 is the 7 through 9 hitters. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and that's ball 2. Righty on left. Hudipole for his 3rd inning of work. 2-0 offering. DiMartini takes strike 1 called on the outer edge.
Also, of note, Wyatt Hudipole, it's the first time that a pitcher has went 7 through 9 for the Gatemen.
2 on offering, fouled away from DiMartini for strike 2. Jacob Cravey went into the 5th inning, 4 1/3 for him tonight. Before Jack Sullivan took over up until the end of the 6th, and then Hudipole entered in for the 7th inning. Didn't start out good for him, though. The first batter he faced, well, was this same kid at the dish, and DiMartini, and he gave up the solo shot. That pitch, if he can take it back, we're in a 2-2 game. Nonetheless, Brewster leads it by a run. Payoff pitch upstairs for ball 4. Second walk issued by Wyatt Hudipole in 2 innings of work. DeMartini occupies first. Here's Parks Harbor, the designated hitter from Georgia. 1 for 3 tonight. Campo's going to come out and have a conversation here with Hudipole. Cam, what do you just think that conversation's about?
I think it is a more mature conversation than if Eddie Marco or Harvey Shapiro would have went out there. It's more of a, player to player. You understand the situation, right? It maybe has a few bros and dudes in there to kind of calm down a guy like Wyatt Hudipole rather than it being a technical conversation, because an 11-pitch eighth, I think, shows that Hudipole can go into the ninth, and as I say that, let's get a little less mature, maybe a bit more technical, and Harvey Shapiro heads out.
I'm not sure this mound conversation from Coach Shapiro will have any bros or dudes in there. Maybe. Probably for him, like, a son type phrase in there. Old Sonny. But that's the end of the day for Wyatt Hudipole with a man on at first and no outs in the top of the ninth. We'll pause and come back and tell you about the new man on the mound when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
The 2022 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday, July 23rd. Join the CCBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization here at Spillane Field. Gates open at 2 p.m., Home Run Derby will begin at 5, and first pitch is at 6:05 p.m. Tickets will be available through the league and Gateman website.
Back in the top of the ninth inning, Brewster doing all they can to try and tack on an extra run before heading in the bottom half as they lead Wareham 3-2. The leadoff man's aboard and Carson DeMartini for Parks Harbor, yet he'll work against Michael Walsh, the hard-throwing righty out of Yale, on the bump. More on his season in a moment. First pitch to Harbor, taken for a strike. Throw down to second. Not in time as the tag. Getting the stolen base is DeMartini.
So actually, the throw was in time, but a great dodge on the base paths. Wow. Carson DeMartini, he slid first with his left hand, which would be closer to the mound, and then lifted it up off the air and did his best Cirque du Soleil style trick around Hausinger, who tried to apply the tag, but because the throw was so far in front, he missed him on the first tag and he was able to slide around.
Walsh with the runner in scoring position offers up the 0-1 to Harbor. This is high, count even at 1 apiece. Walsh, his 5th appearance of the summer, comes in with 2 saves to his credit, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts, and a 1.80 ERA. The 1-1, down and away, called strike 2 in the outer half. Pitching against his former team, played a couple games in Brewster last summer. 1-2 to Harbor, misses up, count even at 2-2. DeMartini inches off of second with no outs. Can Brewster increase their lead to 2? Walsh, the 2-2. Harbor lets miss below the zone, count now full.
That's that sweeping slider that Michael Walsh calls the Durr, and that's famously coined at the beginning of this season, but the level that it tails away from the batter as it's thrown toward it is unbelievable.
Here's the payoff pitch, cut on and missed from Parks Harbor, and that's the first strikeout of the night and the first batter faced for Michael Walsh.
That's why it makes Walsh the glorified closer for this team, as he has been a couple outings prior to this one. If he can throw that pitch, it's really, really hard to hit.
Brewster has left 6 men, all in scoring position on the base pass tonight. They definitely will make it number 7 here in the 9th inning in a 1-run game. That'll be up Javier Vaz, the left fielder from Vanderbilt, 2 for 3 tonight. DeMartini off second. First pitch to Vaz, taken for a strike in the upper half of the zone inside of the plate. Vaz, a pair of hits and a pair of stolen bases. The 0-1. Vaz pops it up, left side. Few Gatemen give chase, but it'll find its way into the glove of Hogan Windish. Boy, that tailed off, then tailed back onto the field, didn't it? A little wind caught it high in the air, and that's out number 2 on a fly out to left.
It resulted in fair territory. I was shocked. I thought for a moment that was going to head out of play, and I think that's what Windish thought, because he picked up a bit of steam, turned on the afterburners as he got to the left field line, but then halted his motion, looked up, and the ball just fell right into his breadbasket.
A little 2-out magic will be needed by Brewster to make it a 2-run lead. Currently they lead at 3-2. But it's all up to Michael Sirota, center fielder from Northeastern, a man in scoring position at second. 2 outs, first pitch, taken for strike 1 in the lower half. Sirota tonight, a pair of walks on a 0-for-2 night. He'd drive in a run back in the 5th on a ground out. That won't work right here. Has to put the ball in play. The 0-1. Down and out. Count even. One thing that Wareham's hoping for is they can keep this at a 1-run deficit. Because you look at the hitters coming up, Max Anderson, Kellum Clark, and Blake Wright, 3 hitters with home run power. 1-1 from Walsh. Called strike 2, outer half. Now the throw down the third. They've caught him in a pickle. DeMartini strayed too far. Fabian didn't get the tag on. Now Walsh is sprinting up the third baseline. Back to Hausinger, and oh my goodness. All in the family it's going to be. Blake Wright makes the tag. Good heads-up play from Ryan Campos. You strayed too far, Mr. DeMartini. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Just a 1-run lead for Brewster. Is it enough to hang on, or do the Gatemen have just a little bit left in the tank? We'll be back for more. We come back to close it out from Spillane Field. More Wareham baseball on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Hey Gateman fans, don't miss out as the Wareham Gatemen head to Worcester, Mass. to take on the Bourne Braves at Polar Park, the home of the Worcester Red Sox. This special game at Polar Park takes place Monday, July 25th with a 6:45 first pitch. Tickets start at just $10, so head to gateman.org to get yours today.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bats, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, UFOs, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
We make our way into the bottom of the 9th inning. This is for all the marbles. Brewster leads Wareham 3-2 heading into the final frame. It'll be Max Anderson, Kellum Clark, and Blake Wright due up for the Gateman team that's just looking to stretch across at least one run and avoid the loss here tonight. Meanwhile, Brewster is calling on an arm out of the pen to try and close things out. It's Patrick Copen, the right-hander out of Marshall. He makes his 5th appearance of the summer, enters with a .386 ERA, an 0-1 record with 1 save across 7 innings, with 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. But the one loss he took on the season was to this Gateman team back on June 17th. Copen's final line there, 3 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Not a great day on the mound for him in relief work against the Gatemen. Does he have some of those same struggles here? Let's see. Max Anderson first up. First pitch. First pitch, ball misses outside.
Interesting position that Patrick Copen has been put into. In that first outing against Wareham, faced 17 batters. He could face 3 at the minimum.
The 1-0. Anderson fouls it away. Max Anderson tonight, 1 for 3, double last time up in the 6th. One pitch. Anderson slices it foul. Deep shot right into the netting on the first base side for strike 2. Copen turns and deals. 1-2 off speed, chopped away. Stay alive on 2 strikes.
You really got to be careful if you're the middle of the order. 4, 5, 6. You've struck out a combined 5 times, has Anderson, Clark, and Wright.
1-2 offer. Just catching a piece of it is Max Anderson to stay alive. And the Gateman dugout excited by that one. One run is all it takes. The 1-2. Anderson stays alive again, and more cheers from the pen. Nebraska Cornhusker leads off the bottom of the 9th inning. The 1-2 once again. We'll see it once more. It's not a marathon, but it sure does feel like it in this bat. what is this, Cam? The fourth 1-2 pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Copen comes set, chest facing the plate. Turns and deals. Liner into right field for a base hit. A lengthy battle. Anderson comes away the victor. A leadoff single in the bottom of the ninth.
Max Anderson, his second base hit of the day. Back-to-back ABs with a base knock, a double in the sixth, a single in the ninth. And what do we have here? Kellum Clark entering the batter's box, had an RBI yesterday in a clutch situation back in the sixth inning. And you talk about someone that really wants to get off the schneid, maybe a couple people. It's Clark and then Blake Wright in the on-deck circle.
First pitch to Clark, upstairs, count 1-0. Clark, a player who is now the game-winning run for the Gatemen. Righty on lefty. The 1-0. Taken for a strike, outer half. Count even at 1 apiece.
4 hits in his last 6 games for Kellum Clark, the Mississippi State Bulldog.
Got to find number 5. Anderson inches off of first. No outs, bottom of the ninth. The 1-1. Clark fouls it away back towards the Brewster dugout. Strike 2.
Here's this frozen 1-2 count again. We'll see if he can fight as Anderson just did in that bat ago.
The Gatemen have hit 2 home runs tonight for their 2 runs scored. One more would win it. The 1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. Strike 3 on Kellum Clark. That's one away in the bottom of the ninth. Fastball left elevated. Right in the sweet spot. Kellum Clark likes it. In the top half, just could not connect. Max Anderson remains at first for Blake Wright, the Clemson shortstop, 0 for 3 tonight. Wright is one of the home run hitters for this team. A little over a week ago at Chatham. 1 out toss. Outside and away. Count 1-0. Max Anderson occupies first base as the lone runner aboard. He led off the inning with a single moments ago. 1-0 offering from Copen. Liner back up the middle for a base hit. It dips into center field. Anderson holds up at second. The game-winning run is now on the base pass for Wareham.
Oh, Blake Wright, good contact. That's 3 hits now in the last couple of games. It was pivotal in that win against Falmouth yesterday. And now you wonder, bringing up a guy in Jack Hausinger who didn't play yesterday, can he be the hero? Well, not before a mound visit.
Adson, catcher, jogs out and have a quick combo with Copen. Anderson is at second, Wright on at first. Both reached on singles. Now here's Jack Hausinger, the second baseman, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Blake Wright was also 0 for 3.
Yeah, Blake Wright was also 0 for 19 a couple games ago. Jack Hausinger in his last 2 games, 0 for 7. If you take into account his 3 plate appearances today.
Forget all the streaks. This is all that matters right now. The pitch to Hausinger. Called strike 1 in the lower half.
I like to put it out there so then you can erase it. You're the eraser. I'm just throwing it out there.
Righty on lefty as Hausinger looks to erase the deficit. Trailing by a run, the bottom of the ninth. The 0-1 down the dirt, count even at 1 apiece. Derek Fabian, the on-deck circle. Hausinger at the plate with Anderson at second and Wright at first. 1 away. Tying run at second. Game-winning run at first. With 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-1 is set in the glove of Copen. It's on the way to the plate. Hausinger, big cut, nothing for strike 2. Hausinger was going for the fences on that swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes against the Xavier Musketeer. Copen trying to ice it for Brewster. They lead 3-2. 2 men on, 1 down, the 1-2. That hits Hausinger. Load him up. Up in the shoulders, it clipped him. And the bases are now loaded. The vacancy sign has been turned off, and the umpire, I believe, is going to have a conversation, see if Hausinger leaned into it. What a big decision this is.
I'm shocked because you said it clipped him. I mean, maybe it would have if he was a little further back, but that looked like it got him very clean. Yeah, the umpires are going to agree. That one might have left a mark. I don't know about leaning in. Leaning in usually means, oh, it grazes him, but that got all Hausinger and nothing of anything else.
Here's Derek Fabian, the third baseman from Florida. The tying run is at third with 1 out. The game-winning run is at second. Anderson at third, Wright at second, Hausinger at first, Fabian at the plate. 1 down, the pitch. Cut on and miss, nothing in 1.
We've seen this spot before from Derek Fabian against Falmouth in a pinch hit effort, tied the game in the 8th. Ultimately, Wareham went on to lose, but he's been in these clutch situations before. That time with the runner at second, the base is juice here.
He doesn't have a hit against a right-handed pitcher this season. Can he do it here? The 0-1, called strike 2, outside half.
Just need a fly ball. Fly ball leads to a sacrifice fly opportunity.
Just get it in the air if you're Fabian. The Gatemen trying to put together their first winning streak of the season. 2 into 3 games. But they've got to erase the deficit first. The 0-2 with the bases loaded to Derek Fabian. Upstairs, check swing, he didn't go. He'll survive once more. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. 1 out. The Gatemen trailing by a run in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-2 to Fabian. Upstairs. That's ball 2. Patrick Copen is the pitcher who took the loss in the Gatemen's win over Brewster last week. Can he keep the lead intact tonight and secure the Whitecaps' 4th win in a row? Or is it just Wareham's night to win? Bases loaded, 1 out. The 2-2. Fabian loses the bat in the air to the left side. It was a swing and miss opportunity. So he lost the bat. Luckily did not hit anyone. And they'll just keep it on down there. That's a strikeout for Derek Fabian. 2 down the bottom of the 9th. Well, now a pinch hitter will step up. In the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs. Bases are loaded for Ian Farrow. Right-handed junior heading to Miami in the fall. Looking to walk it off for the Gatemen. A base hit would do it. Down by a run. Bases loaded. First pitch. Popped up in the air. Foul territory. It'll find the seats. A big spot right now for Ian Farrow. Anderson at third. Wright at second with Hausinger at first. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Brewster leads 3-2. Copen. The 0-1. Up at the eyes. Farrow count even at 1 apiece. Everyone in the Gateman dugout up on the railing. In right field, Wareham's bullpen's on their feet. Everyone in the stands on the edge of their seats. It all comes down to this. The 1-1. Inside on Farrow. Ball 2 is the fastball.
The first time that a batter here in the 9th for the Gatemen has had more balls than strikes in a count.
No vacancy on the base paths. 2 down the bottom of the 9th. Trailing by just a single run. Copen comes set at the belt. The 2-1 to Farrow. Outside and away is ball 3. Top of the order on deck. Can the Gatemen walk in the tying run. It all comes down to Farrow, the final hope for Wareham. Bases loaded, 2 outs, down by a run. The 3-1 pitch. Foul back, count now full.
A reminder that runners will be off with a full count and 2 away. So any base hit that gets through a gap will inevitably send the Gatemen to victory.
The next pitch could decide it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Down by a run, the payoff pitch. Fouled away, we'll see it again. Boy, this team makes things interesting, don't they?
They do. Wow. What a spot for a guy in Ian Farrow. He's not started the last 3 games, but is in the biggest situation the first third of the Cape season.
Can the Gatemen walk it off? The 3-2. Called strike 3, inside corner. That's the game. Ian Farrow goes down looking with the bases loaded to end it. The tying run is left at third. The winning run left at second. And that's the game. Your final score, Brewster 3, Wareham 2. A hard way for this one to end, Cam. We'll wrap it up after this. We'll be back for the South Coast Health postgame show. We return to Spillane Field on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli. One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini-golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Need physical therapy? Select Physical Therapy works directly with you and your physician to create a plan of care that meets your goals and needs, with 6 locations on Cape Cod and more across the country. Select Physical Therapy is the official provider of athletic training for the Wareham Gatemen.
We're back here at Spillane Field in the South Coast Health post-game show. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir for a tough loss tonight for the Gatemen. They fall to Brewster 3-2, and I think the toughest part of this one was what nearly happened in the bottom of the 9th inning. Down by a run, the Gatemen were able to load the bases with just 1 out, but yet couldn't bring a run across as the final 2 outs of Derek Fabian and a pinch hit Ian Farrow ended in strikeouts, therefore giving Patrick Copen the save. Cam, tonight your final lines across the board: 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 error for Brewster. They left 6 men on. For Wareham, 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Gatemen left 7 batters on the base paths tonight.
It's not even just that for me. It's more of what the Gatemen left at the dish. Struck out 11 times, and that's been a point of this season we've been trying to emphasize, and not just with the Brewster pitching staff striking out 18 yesterday, but it just seems like not just in big situations, but when the Gatemen finally find some stride in a frame, because this is a team that's been known for their inning spurts rather than game spurts, the strikeouts have been heftier than just a K on the score sheet. So looking at this one, it's really tough to take if you're a Gatemen team hoping to improve in the win column and also improve as a team, because it seems like the issues of Game 1 have continued into Game 16.
Well, tomorrow is Game 17. It's a new day and a new team and a new ballpark. They'll travel to Cotuit Cavaliers, for the first time this season on the road. Cotuit winning Game 1 earlier this season. That's a first-place team. Tonight, look at how the standings are affected. For the Gatemen, they fall to 6-9-1 on the year. Meanwhile, the 4th win in the row for the Brewster Whitecaps. They are now 9-7-0. Tomorrow, Kim, I'll leave you with this. What can the Gatemen do to try to knock off the first-place Kettleers?
Well, what Katuitt is known for and what Mike Roberts is known for as their field manager is he likes to steal bags, and that gives Katuitt the leg up already. So if Wareham can somehow stabilize guys by not allowing them to get on base, then that's the recipe, because then you don't allow an opportunity for runners to move in scoring position. On the offensive side, this team has to do a whole lot better picking their spots. It seemed like in the 9th, or it was in the 9th, an elevated fastball, a ball to the outside, they're just not patient enough. And it's a team that drew 30 walks in a 3-game stretch earlier on in the season. That's just not translated to this portion of the season, albeit a couple wins in the last couple of days. So if you are Wareham, you look at this Katuitt team and say, how can I keep guys off the base paths, and how, due to timely hitting, can I get our guys on the bases?
First pitch tomorrow will be at 5 p.m. We'll have all the action for you here on the Gateman Broadcast Network, where Alex Fuse will rejoin our broadcast booth. Until then, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's edition of Wareham Baseball. As your final score, one final time, Brewster wins it in a close one and a nail-biter at the end. 3-2, a Whitecap victory. Well, for all of us here at Spillane Field, including Claire Foley, Cameron Ezeir, I'm Cade Crenshaw saying so long from Wareham. And as always, remember to smile.